I found my passion for substance use prevention at a really young age. It was actually started out of a conversation I had with my mom when I was about 5 or 6 years old, just talking about how different her childhood was from my childhood.
Life is not so simple anymore. I feel like as parents, we're not always equipped to deal with what our kids are being challenged with.
Around the age of 11, 12 years old, I started working with a community prevention coalition, and but it was all adults around the table and myself. And as this middle school student, I realized I want to make this a reality for young people like me. I can't be the only person to care about this. That's when we started to create this community concept where we had middle school, high school, and eventually we've transitioned into an organization, from students as young as 9 up through 23, 24 years old. So we had this mission that just kept building and building, and that was a way for us to formulate this official task force that had been kind of an unofficial group of young people for a long time.
I joined the youth task force because my best friend, Robert, he always kind of bragged about how much good they did and how tight-knit community they were. And after the first meeting, I loved it. I could see myself being the best of friends with all of these people, which I am. I knew it had a long-lasting impact on my life, and the fact that I could have that same long-lasting impact on other people's lives, so that's definitely why I've kind of kept coming.
We've done so many amazing things, and just to see how much we've grown, we've been able to expand so much through we started our first campaign, the Fit In campaign, and from there we've done so many things. We've become the Chariho Youth Task Force, so that allows us to do things that aren't just substance abuse related. We can do things with our mental health campaign that's been a huge hit with the entire community and really made a huge impact on people.
Over the last 10 years, we've really worked to engage, empower, and educate young people in our community, and we've done that in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, it means that we're able to bring students from middle school, high school, and colleges around Rhode Island to sit around the same table, explore their passions, and for us to be able to find those gaps that they see and work to fill those. Because young people are also different, and that's why we're different, where we have a lot of wonderful adult supporters, but we have our own table where, the loudest voice is always a young person.
This is a wonderful group from my observations and experiences, where they're committed to the safety and health and welfare of their peers.
And seeing how this group's saying, I want to be something better, I want to be something more, and just seeing that gets me out of bed every day, knowing that, they're making a difference.
They've had a big impact in the community. They may not realize it, but I've noticed it. I've seen it. Others on the school committee have seen it. But we have a long journey to go.
Right now, we are in what I would like to call is the future home of the Chariho Youth Task Force.
So this is the old Rockville Church. We're getting ready to renovate and reopen as a nonprofit and a partner to the Chariho Youth Task Force, among other. And so this is their own space for any purpose they want to use it for.
As an organization, we started with the mission of trying to just impact our 3 towns here in Chariho, but it's so exciting to see that in that process, we've had an impact that's been so much bigger than just our 3 towns.
We created a t-shirt campaign for our recent body positivity campaign, Everybody is Beautiful, and that has reached places that we never even thought possible. It's gone to Missouri, Chicago, Virginia, instead of just staying in Rhode Island.
We've had the opportunity to be seen as youth advocates on a state level. We've been able to present at national conferences and be seen as content experts around mental health and substance use. And now what keeps me going each and every day is seeing that there's so many other young people who have something they want to say and they just don't know how to say it. They don't know where to say it. They don't know when to say it. I actually lost 7 friends to opioid overdose in the year following our graduation. And I think what that tells us is, while we see the impact of our work each and every day, we're not finished here.
The work that we do is really important because we look at the community and see what problems that we have seen. Just being able to be that voice for people to know that people do care and that, your problems are real, and we're here, we're people just like you, around, the same ages, we're in your community, and we're all different types of people, but we also struggle with stuff as well.
A mother that lost her child to an overdose has come up and talked to me personally about how without our group, she probably wouldn't be where she was in her healing process now. And that's probably the worst thing that could happen to a parent. And she was just happy that we were there, willing to talk about it. I'm glad that we can be willing to talk about it and be that group for people to turn to.
Because I've been a part of this group for so long, I grew up always feeling so empowered and never once had the thought of, I can't make a difference, I'm just one person, I'm just a kid. This work is something that's always been very close to my heart. I've dealt with some of these things in my own personal life, from substance abuse to mental health. So I always knew that I wanted to be able to make a difference. I didn't want to just watch these things happen. I wanted to do something about it. So when I found this group, it was my perfect opportunity to get involved, and it helped me realize that one person can make a difference.
I tried to kill myself when I was very young, and because of that, I want to do this work because I've been in that such a low place, and I don't want people to consider that or ever be in that place again. So if I can help this community or just one person from getting out of that place or not even considering it or stopping it, then that's all worthwhile to me. I want to see this community become so much better than it already is. I want things to grow. I want the addiction rates to go down. I want businesses to thrive. I want the youth here to actually be engaged and want to be here. And that's why this is important to me.
Through being involved with it, I just have an entire new perspective on everything happening around me, and it's made me just so passionate about the work that I'm doing, and that's actually why I'm going into substance abuse counseling.
If we're able to come together as a community, that's the way that we fight the things we're up against, the things like addiction, the things like stigma. If we come together, all of our different perspectives, that's how we impact change.